Hey everybody, it's TF. Now, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the brand new Marvel Legends series, part of the new Disney Plus Captain America Flight Gear series, WandaVision, the Vision here. This is a pretty interesting wave of figures. I'm really digging it. In fact, pre-ordered all of these. I can't wait for the rest of them. I found this one at a local Target first, though. And I don't own previous MCU Visions or MCU Scarlet Witches, sadly. So I'm just going to have to be reviewing this as is. I cannot wait for the new Scarlet Witch in this series. This right here, though, is the first one I've been able to find. And I'll get the rest whenever they come in, when I get my pre-orders. So let's go ahead and get this packaging out of the way here. On the front here, you can see Marvel Legends series. You have the figure, the box, as well as all the contents that it comes with. You can see the red and black background right there, looking really cool. Down the bottom half here, it says Marvel Studios, the WandaVision logo there, the Vision, and actually has the Disney Plus logo there on the top left, as you can see, and on the bottom right, the Hasbro logo. On the top here, it just says Build-A-Figure Captain America Flight Gear with the Mind Stone logo right there. Warnings ages 4 and up. On this side here, a really cool image of the Vision with the backdrop there, and it goes to red towards the bottom there, looking really good. On the back here, you get another image of the Vision, and a little bit bigger with a backdrop. Again, multilingual read up if you want to pause and read that. It does say Marvel Legends series. Then on the bottom half here, it says Build-A-Figure Captain America Flight Gear. The rest of the characters in this series, though, that consist of figures from the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Loki show, and of course, WandaVision. Multilingual warnings and whatnot. On the bottom here, we do have a barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. It's pretty good. I mean, again, I don't own the previous MCU Visions, but if you do, this is going to be pretty much the exact same as that figure, except white and off-white and a little bit of transparent and a tiny bit of blue. So that's really it. I think it's a cool figure for me not owning one yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So for the Build-A-Figure pieces, I believe these are the wing parts that will clip into the actual backpack. I don't own the rest of them, so I don't really know, but I assume you clip the rest of these into the, the actual wings into the hinges right here. Can't wait to actually build this. I do want to build it. I mean, what's the point of having the new Captain America if you're not going to have the whole wing set too, because I'm going to get the whole wave. So, yeah, can't wait to build this. I'll talk about the details of that whenever I get to that review eventually. And then we do have these hands. These are fists, which are pretty much the same from the previous one, just in white. There's not much detail. I mean, there's definitely, you can see detail in the hands, with like the fingers and whatnot, but it's just molded in white. Look, these hands look pretty good though. So take a look at this head sculpt here. I believe it is the same as the previous one, and I think it looks a lot like Paul Bettany. It's a pretty good head sculpt, and I don't think they use digital printing on anything. I mean, maybe the eyes, but that's about it. I mean, they would usually do that, definitely for normal looking humans to get that realistic look out there. But this is just completely covered in white. So for them to nail the sculpt just on its own and make it look like Paul Bettany, I think that's really awesome. The eyes, I believe, are painted white. This blue piece right here on the top of his head, I feel like it's just ever so slightly off-centered. Yeah, it's just very, very slight off-center. So that's a little disappointing, but this sculpt is just overall really good with the mouth. Lots of lines going on throughout the head, earpieces being covered and whatnot. That's the back of the head right there. Very, very cool. Now let's talk about the cape first, actually. I think they did a really good job. They had this white coloring on the translucent here. This thing is entirely translucent. There was some weird dust or something. I think there's a little bit still on here. On this side here, it was like it was weird. It kind of like, not completely stained, but it would rub off on my fingers. I think it's safe, whatever it was, and it's not really on here anymore. Just wash your hands after, using this figure. Don't be touching your eyes or mouth or anything, of course. Not that I need to tell anyone. But the translucent sculpt on here, actually really good. The lines are sculpted on the inside, but you can see them on the outside too. So that's really cool. I'm really digging that a lot. This thing does clip onto the back. Is it stuck on here? I want to say it is glued into here. Yeah, I don't want to attempt to pull that. In theory, you could remove it, but I'm not going to try. Again, the actual sculpting on here, where the actual white paint is pretty decent. That's one thing that's unfortunate, is that you'll be able to see the hole on his back. The rest of the sculpting on the body looks a little less deep. I mean, you definitely see details, but not completely detailed. It's a little less detailed here than here. Some areas look really good. Overall, there is a lot of detail going on, though, throughout this whole figure. And we do even have some lines going on into the chest there. A little bit of some, what would be muscles right there. And then we do have more off-white here painted on the side and like on the front, of course. Now this is molded in this off-white here, this little gauntlet piece. I wish it was painted like this. I think this would look better. It's also molded like that around the shins, but it has this fade to white, as you can see right there. That's painted. So that, I kind of wish they did a little bit more of a fade to white. I actually don't know if it looked like that. I guess it looked like that in the show. I wasn't really paying attention that much, you know. He comes with flat hands. These look really good. Those, you see those pegs where the articulation is? Those things are freaking huge. Jeez. We don't have pinless tech. It's a figure being reused, so I don't blame it too much. As long as these accidentally hit the backdrop. As long as, you know, it's not a different color, which it's completely white. So I'm fine with the pegs and whatnot, you know. What else can I talk about? I already talked about the arms. The hands, there's a little bit of better detail. It's kind of hard to see it, but definitely some detail in the gauntlets. Get down to the legs, into the knees. Let's go to the back, actually. You can see there's a lot more detail. Not much paint. Pretty much throughout the whole figure, there's not that much paint. It's mostly molded in white with a little bit of like off-white. It almost looks gold, but it's not gold on the belt there. A little bit of wrinkles you can see on the back of the legs there, actually going down towards the shins there. A little bit. I think there's a little bit of detail on the joints there. Now we look at the top of the feet here, and they also look pretty good. These little divots, whatever these are here. And then that's what the bottom of the feet look like. Thank God they don't do any serial printing on the back here anymore. Overall, though, this head sculpt really, all alone, makes this figure worth it. It is just really, really good. And it makes me wish I had previous MCU Vision figures. And what I'm going to do is do a quick 360. You can see that the top of the backdrop is a little bit exposed, sadly. To give you an idea of what this looks like overall. This thing, man, it is a pretty nice figure. Articulation is pretty basic for Marvel Legends figures. The head goes up that far. It can go down, actually, pretty good. A good side to side right there. Cape kind of gets in the way, and the arms, you know, around here will be lifted, but it doesn't really hinder that much articulation. You do get that much out. That's actually really good. And then it swivels. It's kind of on this like ratchet, as you can see, feel here. So it's not completely smooth, but I mean, you still get a good range of motion out there. You see that? So that's cool. Arms go all the way around, like I said. Upper arm swivel. We do get the double jointed elbows. For some reason, I'm having trouble burning them, damn it. There we go. Hinge back and forward and all that. Pretty good. That's for both sets of hands. The ab crunch goes out to the back there. Forward like that. Swivel here at the waist. We do get legs that can go forward that much. It's a little dark, ain't it? And then we get to go into the back, and it can kind of go a little bit back. Actually a pretty good amount of back. And then we go in and out here. Upper thigh swivel. We do get the double jointed knee right there. No kind of rotation here at all. But do get down. That's how far up we get. You might be able to go a little bit farther down, but we do also get the nice ankle rocker right there. One thing I didn't notice till after pretty much completing the review is there's some weird smudging on this hand in particular, as you see on the back of the hand there, and in between some of the fingers towards the tips. It's not super noticeable. I could probably fix that up somehow, but it's kind of weird. For quick size comparisons, I don't have that many figures with me right now. So, on the right, Marvel Legends MCU Shang-Chi. On the left, Bo-Katan from Black Series. Black Series are going to scale shorter than Marvel Legends. I think Vision's actually a little bit shorter than Shang-Chi here. So overall, I do think it's a pretty good figure. I just think I would appreciate it a little bit more if I had the previous ones, just to kind of make a good comparison and whatnot. Maybe one day I'll try to track those down. But this is still a pretty good figure. Not much different from the previous one, like I kept saying. But what's good about it is pretty good. There's not much to this figure, sadly. It comes with a Build-A-Figure piece and just a pair of hands, and that's about it. I mean, you got hands on it already, but some of the sculpting looks not super detailed. I just think that the way that the plastic is molded is kind of getting in the way of looking at the details and whatnot. The head sculpt is fantastic. I also do like the cape. I'm not the biggest fan of plastic capes, but the way they did the cape on this is pretty nice, and the articulation, like always, is pretty solid. It's about 20 bucks. Can't wait to get Wanda. Honestly, can't wait to get the rest of the wave, because so far the Disney Plus shows have been pretty good. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I will see you guys later.